So these tariffs are all the buzz right now. We've got tariffs coming in from almost every country out there at the moment, and it's really affecting a lot of small business owners and the local economy, just figuring out what's going to end up happening. So today I want to go over 5 strategies to help your business not only survive but thrive in the face of these new tariffs. I myself have used this in my company. I've built a company from our dining room table in my home to a multi-million-dollar contract-based business using very similar strategies to these. And I want to go ahead and give these to you so you can stay ahead of the game no matter what changes and challenges are coming your way. So if you're a small business owner and wondering how these tariffs will affect your bottom line, or you're looking for ways to pivot, protect, and profit, this is the game plan you're waiting for. So, without any more hesitation, let's go ahead and break down and start turning these challenges into opportunities. So, let's start with the very first strategy. And the first one's going to be diversifying your supply chain. Relying heavily on suppliers from countries affected by tariffs can increase costs and disrupt operations. By diversifying your supplier base across different regions, you can mitigate risk associated with tariff impositions. GoPro back in 2019 did the same thing. What they ended up doing was, because we had a raising trade war going on with China, they took all their US bound products that were being produced in China and they had them manufactured in another country that did not have any tariffs imposed. So that was one of the ways that they were able to mitigate the tariff risk. And they diversified their supply chain. And that actually helps out on so many different points, because not only did they mitigate the risk of tariffs, they actually mitigated the risk of what if something happens to their manufacturing base in China, something they can't produce those goods over there. They at least have now a backup factory to do it. Now, I understand that GoPro is a huge company, and if you're a small business, maybe that's not something that you can really do at the moment. But think about it as if you are a small business and you are currently only sourcing from one manufacturer or from one distributor chain, you're going to want to diversify and make sure you have other manufacturers and distributors that are closer to the manufacturing tier. So you're looking for tier 1 or tier 2 distributorships. And that will help you position yourself not only to protect yourself from any operational issues, but also it gives you negotiation power. Because now, if you're not only relying on one manufacturer to produce your goods or one distributor to sell you your products, you have negotiation power to start trying to get a better pricing on your product, which will also help mitigate the tariff rise that's coming your way. So let's talk about strategy number 2, exploring alternative markets. Tariffs can make exporting to certain countries less profitable. All right, so identifying and entering markets with favorable trade agreements can offset potential losses. This approach opens new revenue streams and reduces dependence on any single market. I mean, this really kind of goes in line with just finding the gap. There's always gaps in the industry and in the current market you're selling in. Find those gaps and see if there are other countries that you could sell your product in outside of the US. Right now, the tariffs are on importation of goods. So if you can find another country to sell your product in that doesn't have tariffs necessarily with it, and there is a gap to be filled. Now, not only did you increase your revenue stream, so you're making money in different markets, you're also protecting and mitigating your risk against these tariffs that are coming our way. Let's talk about strategy number 3, invest in automation and efficiency. I really like this one. This one is huge. Tariffs may increase operational costs, okay? But investing in automation can enhance efficiency and reduce long-term expenses. So implementing advanced technology streamlines your processes. It allows your business to remain competitive despite external cost pressures. One of the technologies we love to use in Be Chic LLC is Trello.com. There's a free version of it. You can use it as a project management tool, and it really helps with streamlining productivity against all of our departments. Monday.com is another project management tool. Loom is a video management tool. There are so many different technologies that COVID birthed that I believe a lot of companies should be taking advantage of to really get great efficiency and productivity in the workplace. And if you can increase productivity in the workplace with just adding a few dollars a day on with some innovation, some automation tools, you're going to help mitigate the potential rise in cost for your tariffs, because you'll be able to produce more for very little. So really just look at how your operations are and how you could adopt automation to not only improve your productivity, but really offset any increased costs that these tariffs could bring for you. Strategy number 4, reevaluate pricing strategies. With the rising costs of these tariffs, it's essential to reassess your pricing model, okay? Transparent communication with your customers about price adjustments can really help with trust and loyalty. I know most businesses, we don't like to raise prices because we feel we're going to discourage our customer from buying our product. In my experience with our company, when we have been completely transparent with our customer about the challenges we're facing, and right now one of these is tariffs. If we're going to have a 15% rise in our cost, of course, as CEO of the company, my sole purpose is going to try and mitigate those costs as much as possible. But whatever's left over that I can't mitigate, being transparent with my customer and letting them know that I've done as much as I can. I've increased productivity. I've automated as much. I've helped with efficiency. I've gone ahead and found other suppliers to help me negotiate pricing down on my end, but I'm still left over with a slight increase that I need to be able to cover. Letting my customer know that I've done everything on my part possible to mitigate these new increases in tariffs, but there is still some left over that I need to pass on to the customer. Most of the time they have been very welcoming for that, and they've actually said, well, let's figure out a way together that we can incorporate this into your new pricing structure. So just being very transparent with your customer about what's going on, and then additionally exploring cost saving measures with your operations to help absorb some more of those increased expenses. So again, automation tools, looking at productivity, workflow, how are your SOP, standard operating procedures, how do you have any of those written? Are you guys going by the book? Is it easily trainable? Outsourcing, that's a huge one. I love using Upwork.com as a way of finding some contractors and outsourced employees to help me with certain projects. You know, utilizing the economy of the world has been a huge game changer for B Chic LLC. So just really taking a look and saying, hey, what can I do to reevaluate my pricing strategy? If I have to pass some of this to the customer, let me be transparent with them and let them know why I'm doing it. And in the end, more than likely, you are going to gain their trust and loyalty back. Okay, so let's talk about strategy number 5. Strengthen your local and domestic partnerships. I think this one is really overlooked, especially for the small business. Right now, selling e-com is huge. I have an e-com retail business, so a lot of what we do is all over the world, and especially all over the United States. And sometimes I overlook the power of my local economy, right? So if tariffs are making it harder to source products or materials internationally, now is the time to really look closer to home, building relationships with local suppliers and manufacturers, which can help you reduce the cost and avoid those tariff-related price hikes. I like to say, look for US-based suppliers. The US is starting to increase manufacturing locally more and more. Small Business USA is growing, so let's go ahead and give them a helping hand. Let's see what we can do to help them out as well. And see what we can have produced here locally at home. Also, collaborating with other small businesses. I love bartering. It's one of the things that I enjoy the most. If I see a small business that's offering, I don't know, legal services for whatever I need, and I have a product that they've been looking to purchase, well, hey, let's see if we can figure something out. I need your service. You want my product. Let's see if we can make this work. And then really leveraging made in the USA marketing. Once you're sourcing stuff that's made here in the US, now you can go ahead and advertise and market that you have a made in USA product, and that gives it that little extra oomph to it. The reality is tariffs and economic shifts will always be a part of business, but how you adapt is what determines your success. By applying these 5 strategies, you're not only just protecting your business, you're setting it up to thrive in any market condition. Remember, challenges like these separate who will simply react from the ones who innovate and lead. The key to stay informed is to stay flexible and always be looking for new ways to create value and to stay competitive. So take action now. Start analyzing your supply chain, explore new partnerships, and position yourself ahead of the curve. Think your next 5 moves, like Patrick Bet-David says. And if you found these strategies helpful, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share, because staying ahead starts with staying informed. We'll see you on the next one.
Number 1, neglecting your personal brand. How was this a mistake? Well, what you're probably doing is trying to please everybody else or copy what you see others doing instead of speaking with your own unique voice. 100% guilty. I was watching YouTube video after YouTube video,